Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So I'm making something different today. Okay, so my plan is to use this 6-foot food and make outdoor decoration. Okay, so let's do this. So if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and if you enjoy watching this video, don't forget to like this video, give a big thumbs up. Alright, so what here I'm doing is I'm measuring the size of this wood, which is 6 foot, and I'm trying to find the middle of this wood, and I'm gonna cut the wood in middle. So I don't have any helping hand today, so I did it myself. I was so surprised that I cut it so straight, like look at this. Okay, so now let's sand all of the corners before we start staining them. Okay, so here I already made this mark where I'm gonna drill a hole for this wire to go through those holes, and here is the bottle I'm gonna use. So my plan is to put this jar right here and this wire on the head area here, so something like this. So what it's gonna do is hold my jar like that with this wire, and these two wires gonna go through these two holes. Okay, so what I did is I leave some space from the bottom so that my jar can fit there, and I leave about 8.5 inches from the bottom, and on the side on that line is about 1.5 inch on the both side, so it's almost gonna be in the middle, if that makes sense. So let's drill a hole. So let's just make sure if this wire is gonna go through that hole, not like that. for sure, but like that, yeah, should be good, I guess. We'll see. Okay, I'm in my basement now. Sorry it's so dark in here. Okay, so I use my eraser to erase that line because I am not using stain today, because I want to make something kind of a dark, and I don't have any dark stain. I have some light brown and other stain. So what I'm gonna do is use acrylic paint and some water. So I'm using black acrylic paint, and I'm just gonna add a whole bunch of water in it. I'm using my brush, just any rough brush, and some water, a lot of water. Okay, I'm just gonna mix it all together, and then I'm just gonna start applying, just like how I paint, just like you paint. And I'll show you a trick if you want darker, if you want lighter. So if you want lighter, use more water, and if you want darker, use a little less water. Now if you want to apply with the very lighter color first, I always like to do that. So I'm just gonna apply it very thin coat, and I'm just gonna go everywhere using a very very thin coat here. I'm using more water, to be honest, because I always wanted to work I always like to work with the very lighter color first, and then if I can always make it dark if I want to. So I'm just gonna do like a 1 or 2 layer and see how that goes. Okay, so I'll show you one more trick when I do that. So I'll show you in a second. So after you do your first or second layer, and if you feel like it's too dark, all you have to do is just grab a paper towel or something and just wipe it. And you see that how light it looks like now compared to the how it was before. So now you can see all the grains of that wood, and it is looking really pretty. Okay, so I'm just gonna do that on the both side, on the front and back. Alright, so I am making this for my friend, and I showed her how this looks like, and she said, can you make it a little bit more darker? I'm like, yeah, of course I can do that. So here I'm using very less water and lot of paint. Like, not a lot of, but just a little lesser water than I used last time. Okay, so that's the best part about making your wood lighter, and you can always make it darker, right? Okay, so I just applied this, and then I also use my paper towel and go over it once it's lightly dry, so that it's not too dark, it's not too light. So I'm gonna do that for my both wood. Okay, so this is almost done. Now we're just gonna have to let this dry completely. Now if you want to, since this is water based, if you are really afraid and if you feel like it's gonna touch water in the rain, so you can also cover your wood with the polyacrylic on top, and you should be good. Okay, so now I'm just not seeing that hole that I made earlier, so I'm just using a back of my brush, and I'm just poking it through and just make sure my wire is gonna go through there. And yeah, now this part is a little bit trickier part, but I'm sure you can do it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is cut that wire in half, which I already did, and I'm just gonna try to find the center of that wire and start bending it very slowly, because if you do it in a one time, it's just gonna break in the middle. So the wire that I'm using, it's like I don't know where my friend got it from, to be honest. I just told her to get something a little harder, and this wire is really hard, but you don't have to use this hard wire. You can also use something that is, it's kind of easy to bend, but still it's gonna hold your jar and the weight you're gonna put it on. So I'm just trying to bend this wire like that. And you know what, if you are using something a wire that is really thick, you can also poke a hole. You can also make your hole a little bit more bigger than the size of your wire, and it will be a lot easier. I didn't have any bigger drill bit, so I don't know whatever it's called. I didn't have that, so I have to use my biggest drill bit I had. So that's what I use. Okay, so now it's not even moving, so I'm trying to push it and see if I can bring this a little bit more in. So now here I can see a little bit, so I'm just gonna keep pushing, and before I do that, I'm just gonna put the jar in. And I bought this jar from Hobby Lobby, so the price is already there. So I'm just gonna take the head off and lid off, and then I'm just gonna put it in. Now be very careful if you are doing this, what I'm doing right now. You don't want to get yourself hurt and break this glass in your hand, so be very careful with that, and use something that is easier for you. And yeah, I think this looks good. It's not moving now. So now I can still see a little bit of this wire sticking up, like out, so I'm just trying to press that little bit in. My jar is not moving, but I still see a little bit of wire there. So okay, so now on the back side I'm gonna fold the wire, whatever is sticking out. I'm just gonna fold it so that it's just gonna stay in the place and it should be good. Okay, so yeah, here I'm all done. My jar is complete. You can put the lid on or put the flower in it. So I'm just using whatever I had here. I mean, you can use some better flowers. You don't have to put the whole thing like this. I mean, put the separate flowers. It will look really good. But again, this is not mine, so I'm not gonna put it in my house. This is for my friend, so I'm just gonna give it to her and she can put whatever she like. So again, I made 2 of this. I only have 1 right now here, but if I ever find if she put it out there, I'm gonna take a picture and share with you guys for sure. I'll remember that. Okay, so yeah, here I'm all done. If you like this video, make sure you give a big thumbs up, and if you have any question about any of the product I use, just leave a comment down below. I'll get back to you. And thank you so much for watching my full video today, and I hope you guys all enjoyed, and I will see you next time for another painting or DIY. Okay, bye.